If you're struggling with making more book sales on Amazon KDP, then watch this video because I'm going to show you how you can improve that. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to personally review and critique your book that you submitted to me and tell you exactly what to improve so you can get more sales on Amazon KDP. So real quick, if you want me to do the same thing for your book in future videos like this, then make sure to follow me on Instagram at SeanDeWitt13, DM me your Amazon link and I will feature your book in future videos. Also, if you want a free 80-minute masterclass on how to start a profitable Amazon KDP business in 2024, then check out the first link in the description below. All right, guys, let's get started with the first book you guys submitted to me, Born to be a Man, A Journey of Personal Transformation, Fatherhood, and Leadership by Oscar Wallstrom. So this seems like one of those, self-help for men type of book, like The Way of the Superior Man. And this whole manosphere kind of book, right, personal development for men specifically, is a growing audience. There is demand for it. Same thing as, personal growth and self-help books for women specifically. So there's an audience for this. However, what I would recommend is, unless you already have an existing following, I would not recommend this kind of autobiography style title, right? So instead of Born to be a Man, I would recommend more SEO focused, keyword focused titles such as How to Become a Man or how to improve your leadership or something like that. But I do like the book cover. I think it's simple, it's clean. I like the book title in a way as well, although it's, once again, it's autobiography style. But if this is the angle you want to go where you're selling books on Amazon, but you're also selling back-end, life coaching or dating coaching for men, right? Then the best way to grow this is just doing more podcast appearance, right? Normally, I would not recommend this for people. Like I would recommend Amazon ads, getting more reviews. And you should definitely get more reviews because you only have 2 ratings at a 4-star average. So you should get a lot more reviews. And it's as easy as using sites like puppy.co to start racking up more reviews on your book. But going back to marketing, once again, you can run Amazon ads. Once in a while, I see these books blowing up like No More Mr. Nice Guy, once again, Way of the Superior Man. And those books, does really well, but typically they blow up because they already had an existing audience or they got featured in different, articles, podcasts, and then it starts blowing up. And then once it starts selling on Amazon, Amazon starts promoting it more and it just takes off, right? So you could do that route, if you're trying to actually be a coach in the back end in real life as well, then you can start reaching out to all the podcasts and see if you can get on and see if you can promote your book that way. But if you want to go with the traditional Amazon KDP marketing that we always talk about, then I would not change your book cover. I think your book title is okay. Over time, you train Amazon's algorithm to rank your book in proper keywords, even though you don't have it in your title. So I would just get more reviews, try and get to 20, 30, 40 reviews, and then start running Amazon ads to show your book up to your competitor books, such as Way of the Superior Man, No More Mr. Nice Guy, The Laws of Power, The 48 Laws of Power, those kind of like similar books in your niche. Start running ads to them so your book shows up, and hopefully those people who are searching for your competitors' books will see your book and say, hey, this is interesting too, let me go and purchase it. And from there you can kind of, steal some of the sales and some of the traffic that they got. All right, next book, Herbs for Healing, Mother Nature's Herbal Remedies, the comprehensive guide to harnessing the power of herbs for better health and well-being, by D.G. Smith. This book has 222 rating, which is amazing at 4.7 average rating, right? And the description looks good. The title is pretty clean. And the only thing I see is the cover is a little messy, right? And typically, I've seen plenty of these grass, flowers, vegetables around the book cover, right? And then inside is the text. And so it works. However, it can be cleaner. Like there's a lot of empty spaces between the vegetables here that you can probably pull the vegetables back, so it's not occupying or even covering up the text in the middle here. So pull it back a little bit and make the text inside bigger. I think that'll make the cover cleaner. A good example is this book right here, right? So it's a very similar style. So, the vegetables and plants and all those are around the cover and there's a text in the middle, but it's just cleaner here. It's not as crowded as yours, right? And so the elements are, even the color contrast too, it's complementing each other really well. So I think the concept works, same as this one. It's just the execution that could improve on the book cover. Book cover is something you can improve and update anytime. So I think you should do that. So your book is selling here and there at 618,000, but nothing crazy. And the reason why is just, simply because of the book cover issue, as well as your keyword is extremely competitive. I mean, herbal remedies is probably the keyword that you're trying to rank for mainly. And it has 40 2,000 results. Okay, so that's like crazy competitive. So, you're competing with all these books that has thousands of reviews, right? So if you get your book cover up to this level, which you can for $100, $200, probably with 99 designs or a book cover designer on Upwork, a good one, can do that. But you just need to get it there and then start running ads. I think you've tried ads and then you gave up on it after a while because of the conversions were low, but that's exactly why we're gonna improve the conversions with your book cover improving, as well as you probably wanna get some A+ content inside. Try and get your conversion rate as high as possible and then try Amazon ads again. And hopefully this time you can compete with all these books, because once again, it's very profitable. It's just very competitive too. By the way, just as a side note, I just found a book randomly that's selling really well at $500 a day, 2,500 BSR with just 5-star really crappy reviews. I don't know what they're doing, but it's 101 herbal remedies you should know before 2025. So for those who are watching this, that could be a keyword. All right, next book is Caldwell Crow and the Shimmering Nest, a story of unlikely friendship and creativity by Bronwyn Kether. Okay, so this book has 10 reviews. It is at 4 million BSR, so it's not selling at all. So the biggest thing I would say once again is the book cover, right? It looks like you got some basic illustrations in the background and then you got, text over it on Canva. Maybe you made this, maybe you got a graphic designer, I'm not sure, but it looks a little cheap, right? So what you have to do is make the text a lot bigger, make it pop a lot more, make it look a little more professional. So you can try this Fiverr gig. They specializes in creating children's book cover. It's for $25. You can get a cover design done. And this is just one of many cover designers you can try on Fiverr. However, I will leave a link to this gig below this video if you want to try this one. Another thing I see is the book price is extremely high. I know that hardcover might be high, especially if you're doing coloring pages, right, because of the printing cost. But the paperback shouldn't be as high as the hardcover. If the paperback is 25 bucks, that is super high, especially for a book that only has 10 reviews. If you got hundreds or thousands of reviews, yeah, you can price higher, right, because you already got a premium product. But if you're just getting started with a little bit of reviews, you cannot start off pricing this high. Sometimes you even have to accept a much lower, profit per sale, just so that you can get those sales going, get your book ranked, and then once your sales momentum goes up, then you can price your book higher and higher slowly, especially after you get reviews. Now, for future books, if you're trying to create a children's storybooks, just keep in mind that you don't have to make it colored pages. You don't have to have it hardcover, right? That is the traditional, children's books are always hardcover and it's in colored pages. But there's a lot of storybooks for kids on Amazon right now selling extremely well, making thousands of dollars a month that are paperback and black and white. So, just keep that in mind that you don't have to do something just because everybody else traditionally did that. So try and find those examples of people doing paperback, black and white, and perhaps for future books, you can do that if you want more profit margin, of course. An example of a book like that is this one, right? So this has an extremely low price cut. So you can't price your book at $345. It's listed at $11.90. So this is just Amazon doing its price cut. You cannot control that, but it's listed at basically 12 bucks. It's black and white papers, right? So that's why the profit margin is a lot higher than if you do hardcover, and it's a storybook for kids. All right, next book is Spark Your Serenity, Journaling for Radiant Health, Empowered Wellness, and Freedom from Stress and Burnout. Prompt journal and workbook for stress, burnout, and overwhelm by same person, Bronwyn Kether. Just focus on one pain point, one problem per book. And then if you want to solve other problems for the same customer, you can try and make another book, right? But in this case, you got, this is a journal book for radiant health, empowered wellness, and freedom from stress and burnout. So there are 4 things that you're trying to solve. And the first 2, the radiant health and empowered wellness, makes no sense. Like, it doesn't really explain anything. What does radiant health mean? Like, specifically, what benefit is that, right? Empowered wellness, same thing. Specifically, what does that mean? What is that going to get the customer, right? So freedom from stress and burnout is a little more clear because you're not going to be feeling stress, you're not going to be feeling burnout, but radiant health and empowered wellness is a little too vague, okay? And then you got prompt journal and workbook for stress, burnout, and overwhelm. So you don't have to do keyword stuffing like this. You can just clean up your title, short and sweet, while still explaining, what the book is about very clearly and who it's for, is the best balance. You don't want to be too short to the point where the title is vague, right? You still want to be clear, but you don't want to be long-winded like this. So you got 1 review, and it is not selling at all, once again, at 5 million BSR. By the way, I have this tool called Bookbeam. That's why it shows me, you know, the BSR and everything right here. If you guys want to check it out, the link is below this video. With 1 rating, right, it's a 6x9 journal, and you're selling it at $23.75. So just like the last book, the same issue is that your book price is way too high. It's just way too high. You know what I mean? So once again, you want to start with pricing your book low and start getting sales. That'll show Amazon that, hey, this book is in demand. Let's try and promote it more, right? So Amazon starts promoting it. Then once you got the momentum going, then you price your book higher and higher and higher, right? So you don't start off with this super high price, okay? And typically, you never really end up with $23 for a journal. The next thing I see is the book cover, right? Book cover, once again, looks like it's created by you on Canva, and it's just not good enough to compete with all the other books out there. So if you want to try and, you know, get a new book cover, I recommend using this gig, Emmy Main. Once again, there's so many other gigs, but I, you know, worked with all these ones that I'm recommending, and it's good. So Emmy Main kind of focuses on low content books like journals. She does a really good job. It's $15 for one cover. So if you want to try it out, then the link is below this video. But this is a major issue that I see with most beginners, is that they have a book cover that they created themselves on Canva, you know, which is not good enough to compete with other professionally made covers. They barely get any reviews, if not a couple reviews, and they don't market their books. They just publish it and do nothing, and then they price it super high to where it's like way more expensive than everybody else, and expect for their books to sell, right? And it doesn't make sense, you know. And unfortunately, that's not how it works. You gotta have some sort of a competitive advantage. If your cover is worse than everybody else, if you have less reviews, your book price is higher, and you're not even marketing it, then you have zero competitive advantage, right? There's nothing about your book that stands out or it's better for the customer than all the other books on the market. And the thing is, it's not that hard to get that competitive advantage, to have your book stand out. It's as simple as having a nicer cover, or maybe having a unique angle that nobody else is, you know, hitting. Perhaps solving a problem that nobody else is solving it, right? Or maybe it's just cheaper than everybody else. You know, whatever it is, or maybe you just got more reviews. Whatever it is, you just need that one thing to have your book stand out. And it's pretty easy if you actually put in the work and try and do things, and if you know what you're doing, but people just have to understand that. All right, next book, How to Make Money Shooting Stock Footage, a quick guide to enhancing your income with creativity, 2024 edition, Earn Passive Income with Stock Video Production by James Orlowski. All right, so this book is 18 ratings, 4.1 average rating, and it's not selling at all, but it has only been on the market for 14 days, so perhaps it'll sell in the future. So the big issue I see here is when I looked up how to make money shooting stock footage, which is your main keyword, right? Your book obviously shows up as #1, and it looks like the Kindle book is selling a little bit here, but there's not a single other book actually selling on this topic. So we got stock videography, so this is the same topic, but it's not selling at all, right? This book is not selling, and there's obviously your book, and there's no other books on the topic. So there's literally no proof of concept. Like, you know, you don't know if people are actually looking for this topic, right? Because there's no other books selling. So that's the mistake #1, is you published in a topic that probably has no demand. But what you can do is to position your book as side hustle ideas or passive income ideas, right? Instead of how to make money shooting stock footage, right? The shooting stock footage is just one idea of the side hustle ideas or passive income ideas, you know, book. So when I actually look up side hustle ideas, it has 2,000 results, which is good. And then there are some books that are selling better, right? So this one is at 251,000. So it's nothing crazy, you know, but this one's doing good. So Side Hustle Bible, 9,000 in the audiobooks, so $72 a day. So it's a pretty good topic. And this one's selling really well too, right? $51 a day. So if you position your book as a side hustle idea book, right? And then put the shooting stock footage as one of the idea, or perhaps it's a side hustle idea focusing on shooting stock footage. Anyways, when you title the book that way, when you position it that way, then now you're appealing to a whole new audience that may be interested in learning about how to shoot stock footage, or, you know, just purchasing the book in general. So not checking demand as well as positioning is the biggest issue here. I think the book cover is okay. And the other thing is, obviously you got to get more reviews, because your average ratio is 4.1 and you want to be at least 4.3. So it's 5 stars. So that's why I get more reviews. Use sites like Puppy, or, you know, use other methods to get reviews, but you need more there. All right, guys, I'll end the video here. Before you go, if you want me to review your books in the future, once again, follow me on Instagram, DM me your book. Make sure you send me your Amazon Amazon link so that I can review it. As well as if you guys are serious about building a profitable Amazon KDP business, then you guys can check out my complete publishing program. The link is below this video along with the free training. But you know, we got students doing 4 figures a month, 5 figures a month, even 6 figures a month. And it's truly a publishing program that focuses on marketing and actually creating books that people want and how to sell that book, right? So many other people can tell you, you know, how to create a book, right? Or how to upload a book on KDP. That's easy. But what truly matters is obviously getting sales and making money from it, because that's why we're doing all this, right? So it's a program that focuses on that. If you want cutting edge marketing strategies, advanced strategies, then we cover that. So if you guys want to check it out, the link is below this video, as well as all the tools and resources that I recommend in your publishing business. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys in the next one.